What's up, world? You guys are tuned in to This and That with Mitch and Matt. As always, I'm Mitch.
I'm Matt.
I'm Blake.
And you guys are tuned in to the 2020 Christmas Spectacular, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
With the headgear, the giant onesie, the T-Rex sweater.
Yeah.
Matt's got some glittery reindeer antlers.
Yeah.
They're glittery. Yeah, they're glittery.
Yeah. I was going to rebut that, but you win.
You leave it to Matt to come on looking like a fucking Christmas stripper. He does like to get naked, though.
I mean, at least he's got clothes and the antlers on. A little bit of me expected to turn this on and it be just him and some antlers.
And a guitar.
Yeah, and a guitar.
For later. I wish I could say you're wrong, but...
Oh, you know I'm right.
Yeah.
So it looks like everybody's in the Christmas spirit. Blake, I know you're a little, but everybody's at least ready for Christmas to come and go. In one way or another, I think everybody's ready for Christmas. So.
Yeah, I like Christmas. Yeah. It's exhausting.
It is. It's hard because I think you were right when we talked earlier. It wears down. It wears on you after a while, and you deal with it for from Halloween now.
Yeah,
like it used to be Thanksgiving, and now it's Halloween. Like it's just Christmas in your face from that point. But now, I am guilty. We put our Christmas tree up the weekend of Halloween. We didn't decorate it. I don't think we put it up. We decorated it slowly over the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a Christmas guy, man. I like to. I'm a big soft guy. I like to cuddle, and so I nothing better than me than not to turn the lights off in the living room. Nothing but the tree going. Have a glass of wine. You know.
Yeah.
Cuddle up.
So we put our tree up.
That's a new thing now, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Dude. I was just drinking fucking Moscato earlier.
I'm drinking barefoot blueberry Moscato right now.
Moscato's the shit.
I got the old faithful.
This guy pulling out fireballs always. Yeah, man. We took a trip with my future wife and my mother, and we went to Tennessee, and they got some wine.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want anything to do with it. I went to Matt's house, and we tried it, and I liked it, and now I buy it all the time, man. I don't know. I show up at the liquor store, and they're like, "Hey, man, what do you need?" I'm like, "Barefoot Moscato," and they're like, "Oh, what other kind of flavor does your wife want?" And I was like, she's not home this weekend. It's just me.
You should try the barefoot regular Moscato that's like in the light blue border bottle. That's good. That's the first wine like Moscato I ever drank. The reason that I've drank wine probably since I was like 16 or 17. And it's because of Concord grape wine. You could get that shit for like $8 a bottle, and it tasted like Welch's grape juice, but it fucked you up.
That's what this is, man. This blueberry Moscato I got's like $8 a bottle.
Yeah.
And I just bought 2 of them a little bit ago, man. And I justify it because for my wedding coming up, we're using wine bottles as centerpieces.
Yeah.
We got to have 20 of them.
You got to make centerpieces.
Oh. So
so working. we've got 4 of them right now. So I was like, I'm going to buy 2 bottles of wine. That'll give us 6. Mm-hmm. So I'm helping out for the wedding.
Doing your part.
Yeah.
Can't just pour it out.
Yeah.
Right, you got to drink it. I mean, so I do what I can, you know.
Wasteful.
That's why every time I show up at Matt's house, I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm having to hang out with wine." But it's whatever.
All right,
it works.
But no, we set up our Christmas tree the weekend, the Black Friday weekend. I'm glad we waited because our Christmas tree has the built-in lights.
Okay.
And over the last 3 weeks, just sections of the tree have just went dark.
Just went down.
And now there's like a little stripe at the top and then like a little stripe at the bottom that has lights.
Yeah, that's a pain. That's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But all the presents are around it and everything. Like I can't, you know how much of a pain in the ass it would be to rip that thing out and start replacing all the lights?
Right.
Like I'm just going to fucking deal with it.
Now, is it one of those things though? That's what I was going to ask. Is it one of those like if you find the one, they'll all pop back on?
I think they're pretty much all like that.
No, so they're all out.
Yeah.
Well, no, most like
you mean all the lights are
most string lights or trees with lights. I think they're pretty well all that way, where one light goes
like
out
in series or whatever.
Yeah, the whole section will drop.
Yeah.
Now we bought a new tree this year. We bought a frosted tree that looks like it's got snow on it.
Yeah.
And it was pre-lit too. It was pre-lit with clear lights, and it's super pretty. But first time I ever had a tree. I always wanted a real tree, but I spent some time as a volunteer firefighter, and
a lot
of people's house. They burn super quick and easy, man. And you forget to water that thing for a few hours or a day or two, and all of a sudden it's just nothing but
a tinderbox
firewood. Yeah, it's that's it, man. So
apparently, like all the sap and stuff that comes off of it is a pain in the butt. Like you get your hands all sticky.
I always heard they were messy and like a pain in the ass.
I bet. Yeah, but they're really pretty. But in hindsight, my tree out here in my living room now is super pretty, and it's fake, and it's fine. It's not going to catch on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at least they're not snappy.
Resistant.
Right.
Yeah.
So man, what? So you Saturday fight night UFC?
Yeah.
We all caught some of that. I know I was at Matt's house. We caught all those fights. I think we caught them all too, man. I feel like we watched all. Like a lot of times I'll skip out on one or two, but I feel like we watched. I feel like we watched all of them, man. That was a good fight, man. It was a good weekend. At least I know we watched all of the main card, and I also caught the Anthony Pettis fight. It was on the undercard.
So we'll start at the bottom. The Marcin Tybura versus Greg Hardy fight. I was surprised, man. I was surprised.
Dude, Hardy has no ground game. He gets on his back and he don't know what to do.
He looked good though.
He did. I thought it was over. I thought it was over at one time because he was just landing combos and punches, man, and he was just doing what he wanted. And then he got on his back and it was done, man.
Yeah. He looked the best he's ever looked, I think. I mean,
on his feet, man, he looked good. I could tell though as he got on the ground and got kind of wallered around there, and he worked his way up Hardy's body. It just exhausted him, man, and that was it. It was.
Hopefully,
I don't know. I like Hardy, man. I like Hardy. I like that he. You don't like him?
I don't know if I like. I mean, his background is a little Yeah. He's.
I think he came over here, man, and took it real serious.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had some mistakes. Like I don't, that knee to the face or kick, whatever he did, and the guy was on the ground, was kind of iffy. And then like he used his inhaler during the beginning of it, in between a match, and like stuff like that.
Hey, dude, you can't fucking use an inhaler in the corner.
Right?
What the fuck are you doing?
But like evidently he had. So what? Like its story was, he asked somebody if he could use an inhaler, but was told he could, but not like I don't guess they knew he meant like in the match. Like
I ain't buying that.
Oh,
I ain't buying that.
So,
if you look at it, I don't know. He wasn't trying to hide it. He was like,
yeah, he was writing. He was just writing rain. Just
How would that be an issue though?
It could
if
be
just like helping you
steroids.
breathe.
Because I mean that's part of that kind of. But that's kind of part of the thing, man, is if your cardio's not up and you get winded, you're not, say, like me and you went at it. Your cardio is much better than mine. So if you're in the corner not breathing hard and I'm over there like, when I come out that second round, I'm going to be winded. I'm going to be slower. So he's over here like pumping his lungs up and getting kind of rejuvenated.
But what if he's actually got asthma and it's actually...
He shouldn't have been a fucking UFC fight. Shouldn't have been a UFC fight.
Okay.
we are not equal opportunity.
I wouldn't find an issue with it. I mean, you got to be able to breathe in order to.
Yeah, but
right. I agree, but just you're not allowed to like.
That's performance enhancing, right? Like if you're not
to an extent, yeah.
If you're not able to breathe because of something with you, or if you're just tired and you're using an inhaler, it's performance enhancing. It's making you able to breathe better and be less tired.
Like. If he was having a full-on asthma attack, they would have stopped the match, and he'd have used his inhaler, and they'd have called the match.
Yeah.
He was just on the sideline. He was in the corner like, oh, goddamn, I'm out of breath. Whew.
I don't think it was asthma related either. It was something else.
All right. If it's not medical related, I can see there can be an issue there because it would give him a step up.
Right.
But, if he was like having like an asthma attack, I mean, I couldn't fault somebody for, trying to get
right now. He was just out of breath, man. But just like he spoke, because he was out of shape. I mean, he was not out of shape, but his cardiovascular output and his cardio wasn't where it needed to be for the fight. So he was just like, I'm gonna use this.
I think he's the only fighter in the UFC right now that cuts weight to make 265.
Yeah, and he still has a hard time.
Yeah, he was almost the first person in UFC history,
first heavyweight,
to miss weight at 265, but he made it. He barely made it.
He had to have that extra time, man.
Yeah,
man.
Then the Rob Font fight was after that.
That surprised the shit out of me, dude.
Man. He looked good, man.
Marlon Moraes
he looked real good.
Is a fucking monster, and
he's a beast, man. But Rob Font looked super good, man.
Yeah.
And once he hit him a couple times and got him off his feet, man, he just went to town. But it was a good fight until then. I mean, but he did, man. He'd been out for a while, right? Rob Font?
I don't know. He's not one that I've really followed much. Moraes I've seen a lot. I wonder though, so Moraes hasn't really looked the same since the Cejudo fight. Right. But I don't recall. They didn't then. I don't recall that fight being like a life-changing. Like
no, I don't think it was like life change. I don't know what about it. What his last fight before that was, he fought in October. He fought Corey Sandhagen. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he won that fight, right? In the second, third round, something like that.
Shit, I don't remember.
Yeah. He beat Corey Sandhagen.
I know Sandhagen lost his last fight.
Yeah, that was in October. That was Marlon's last fight.
Mm-hmm.
So he's coming off a win. And dude, I don't know. I mean, I thought he would take it. Like if you would ask me then who would have won, I thought for sure that he would have won.
Yeah.
But Font looked good, man. And then one of my personal favorites, man. I mean, I like Chaos Williams, but dude, watching Michelle Piera.
Yeah.
Or how you pronounce that, dude?
Very close.
He is a beast.
Yeah. He's weird, man.
And, is that the Polish dude?
No, that's the guy that the Polish guy is the guy we talked about first.
Oh yeah.
Michelle Piera or whatever is the guy that does all the acrobats and like spins and dances and jumps. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You could tell a big difference in this fight, man.
He didn't do all that shit this fight.
He didn't. He did it a little bit, but he was way under control, man.
Didn't in his last fight he do all that shit and then just lose? Like he
he won.
There was, I don't know, maybe a couple fights ago. I don't remember who he was fighting.
I don't know. He may have, but I know last fight we watched, he's won his last, I don't know, man, 3 or 4 fights, 5 fights or something. I know when he fought. I'm sorry. Yeah, he got disqualified against Diego Sanchez.
Yeah,
or something.
There was an illegal blow, and Diego was like, "I can't go on." And he just took the win.
Gotcha.
He's like, "Fuck."
And then Kristen Conley beat him as well in a decision. But he's good, man. He's entertaining. Sometimes it's a bit much, but. He leveled it down a little bit this time, man. And I still think it was super close, man. Like, you seen, if you watched the end of the fight, like, Chaos didn't think he lost.
That was close. I'm disappointed that the dude named Chaos lost.
Right?
Is his name really Chaos? Like, is that his birth name?
Kalen, I think is his name. Kalen Williams, but he said everybody called him Chaos as he was growing up, so.
I bet.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's a fighter. That was a good fight. And I don't, there was a lot of chance, I think, that it could have went either way. And you could see Chaos's face, man, when it was over. He was just kind of bummed. And then,
Jersey,
I don't know, man. It was a good fight. I mean, he did what he had to do. He did. Did you see Vera when he was laying down just doing this?
Yeah. So Cheeto,
he was just so pissed off, man.
Cheeto Vera is a good fighter.
He is. He just last fight was Sugar Show O'Malley that he beat?
Yeah. Which I'm pretty sure that was just. I think Sean O'Malley would have won that fight.
Leg.
He just I think it was a kick that. Did you see the Brett Primus fight when he fought Michael Chandler?
Yeah.
And he kind of took Chandler's ankle out. With the calf kick.
Same thing.
Yeah. And I mean, I get
it's good though.
Yeah. But I mean, I get that's a technique that they use, and it won the fight. But I think it's kind of unfortunate that those kicks in fights because they're not always going to land. It's almost lucky that it hits in the right place to just take out your leg. And when it doesn't happen, I think O'Malley wins that fight probably 9 out of 10 times.
O'Malley's he's tough, man. He's done well his whole career. But I think if you put him in a rematch and it ran it back, I don't see Vera winning. Right. I think O'Malley will win.
Now Aldo
did what he had to do with this fight, but he'd done anything he wanted the first round, man.
He looked better.
Was he the one that just locked up like a spider monkey on him, like the whole match, basically?
Yeah.
So Aldo used to be this like monster leg kicker. Like he would just chop people down, and he stopped throwing leg kicks for a long time. He started throwing leg kicks again in this fight, but he still isn't like aggressive as he used to be.
So to me, I thought in that first round he was the most aggressive I'd seen him in a while, because he came out throwing punches, and he came out with those Muay Thai body shots.
Yeah.
Like he was putting body shots all over him, man. And, I get the frustration of being locked up on the ground, but you got yourself there. Like Aldo puts you there, like get out of it. Like doing this, man, isn't doing anything. Like figure out a way to get out of what you're in. Like he did what he had to do to win. Like it was almost like to me kind of disrespectful, because it's not like Aldo punched him once and then ran around the ring the whole time away from him. Like he constantly did what he had to do to win, but he was always doing something. But once he locks you up, man, it's your job to get out, like not his.
The fact of the matter is, like, if they weren't in a cage, if they were on the street and they were in that position, eventually Aldo would fucking kill him, because he couldn't get up. If you can't get someone off of you, they're eventually going to get you, man.
Right.
And if you're just laying there like, come on, what the fuck? You're not getting anywhere.
Right.
So you gotta get up.
That was his job to get up for that. Not his. Don't be mad that you're in that situation. Like get up and do something about it.
Yep.
Yeah, and then kind of like he was just pissed off that the fight isn't going the way he wants it to. So
he wanted it to be, more active and back on its feet, probably. And why would you? Aldo did what he had to do to win. He'd won by that point. So why put yourself in risk, man?
And people also, I think a lot of fighters do that stuff to appeal to fans, because they know that a lot of casual fans think ground stuff is boring. So if they act like they're just being laid on, then a lot of the casual fans are just automatically going to side with them.
Right, that's a true story. Yeah. I think I was that way when I, years and years ago when I used to watch UFC.
Yeah.
I kind of did. And I don't get me wrong, I still love a stand-up game.
Yeah.
Like I will be the first to say that the Usman Masvidal fight, dude, I couldn't have watched 5 more. I couldn't have watched 5 more minutes of him feet stomping. Like I was done. Yeah. Like I get it. You're in a fight for the belt. You're gonna do whatever you've got to do to win.
He was afraid of Masvidal.
Oh, dude, I think toe to toe, man. I do. I think Jorge could probably take him. I mean,
I think everybody knew though that first round was Jorge's best shot. Like you,
right? He was gonna have to lay him out, man.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, what, 6 day notice, 8 day notice, whatever it was, like.
Yeah.
And I think Jorge did that too, knowing that, hey, look, I'm gonna take this fight on short notice. Probably not gonna win.
Yeah.
But I'll gain so much respect from taking this fight.
Make a bunch of money.
Right.
Do you remember he restructured his whole deal to take that fight? So I mean, he's making a lot more money.
Yeah, man. But no, man. Then final fight of the night, man, was. I'm a huge Wonder Boy fan, man.
Me too. He's one of my favorites.
Dude, he looked damn good, man.
I don't think so.
Damn good.
I think he looks worse than. So I don't think it's his worst performance, but I think maybe his last 3 or 4 fights he hasn't looked as good. Like, dude, he looked sloppy. He was stumbling around. He was getting hit.
I think the last couple of fights, no, but I think this fight, man, he seemed to be angling better, and he was just putting. Yeah. He was hitting what he wanted to do. The slipping and falling, man. I think that's like a barefoot cage thing. Like
it wasn't it wasn't a bad performance. Like he fought a good fight, and he did cut really nice angles, and he was pretty elusive. But like watching like his whole come up, dude, he didn't used to get hit like that.
Well, yeah, he's 40 years old now.
I think some of the stumbling was because the cage is 5 feet smaller at the Apex Center, so I think he was hitting the cage quicker than he thought he was going to.
Right.
But overall, like he's he's getting older, man, and you can tell.
He is. But I like his drive. I think Jeff Neal thought he was going to come in there and win it and be like, oh, beat Wonder Boy Thompson. I'm going up.
Down.
Right. And it didn't happen, man. And he's so nice about it. That's just, I can't help it, man. He's super nice.
He punched Jeff Neal in the face and he's like, are you good?
You're good. Yeah.
Good? You okay?
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. I mean, like every time he's checking on him, man. He's like, oh, you good? And I'm going to punch you in the face again. So
he's like the opposite of Khabib.
Right. Yeah, Khabib just talks a lot of shit to you. He's choking you out right now.
He's like, let's talk now. You want to talk? Let's talk.
But I did, man. I would love to see Wonder Boy go for the title. I would love to see him now. If he takes on Jorge again, I just don't see it going good, man. So I think Masvidal takes him quick.
I'll tell you why I don't want to see Wonder Boy go for the title again right now, at least. When he fought Tyron Woodley, I don't think anybody can say that those fights were exciting. They were intense because anything could have happened at any point. But Woodley made them super boring fights because he didn't want to strike with Wonder Boy. They weren't exciting fights. When Tyron fought Usman, I was not happy. I was like, there's no winning in this fight. I was like, if Woodley wins, he keeps the belt, and that sucks. If Usman wins, then we literally have the only fighter in the UFC that's worse than Woodley. Like, so this is a no-win situation. So what happens if Wonder Boy fights Usman for the title? It's fucking Woodley fight all over again, just worse.
Yeah, I mean, but I feel like Wonder Boy deserves another shot at it. I do.
Yeah, I mean, he's old. He's getting old. He can't really wait until it changes. And Usman's good, man. He could be waiting forever. But I really don't want to see him fight Usman. Wonder Boy's not going to win that fight. He's probably going to lose it in similar fashion to Tyron, except there's not going to be any chance for a knockout. He's going to get laid on.
So who's the chance? Who you think goes up against Usman next?
Gilbert Burns is next. I think it's already scheduled. And I think Gilbert Burns will beat him.
I don't know who that is.
Maybe. I mean, I don't think we've ever seen Burns fight. Burns ain't fought in a while that I've seen.
Well, he was scheduled to fight Usman and
had COVID.
He got COVID. Burns, I think he had fought like a couple weeks before he was scheduled to fight Usman. The thing about Gilbert Burns is he's kind of like Charles Oliveira on the ground. Like, he's fucking good, man. I mean, he's like a bigger Oliveira. But he also can fucking strike, and he's got a lot of power. Like, he deads people. So I don't think he's gonna be afraid to go to the ground with Usman, and he's gonna outstrike Usman.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're saying UFC 258 is where this will happen at.
Yeah.
I don't know what when that'll be. They're just saying early to 2021. Oh, I'm sorry, February 13th.
Yeah, so I think Burns will win that fight.
I mean, Burns is good, man. I don't know, man. I don't have a problem with Usman other than like I'm a striker guy. I like to see striking or at least active ground. Like being laid on and smothered and held on a fence and your toe stomped just isn't really my idea of a good fight. And I get it. I'm not fighting for a belt. I'm not fighting for money. But
yeah,
as a fan, I want to see, a little more action. I do.
He wasn't boring against Covington, but that's because he wasn't afraid of Covington. Like,
God, he busted Covington's face.
Well, I mean, Covington did good in that fight too, but
he did.
That's why it was exciting, was because it was two wrestlers that really can't strike for shit, so they're just like slapping each other in the face for 5 rounds.
I don't have a problem, man. I would love to see Jorge and Kobe.
That's probably going to be the next fight, like for those two.
Right. That's what I hear, and that's what they say. I know January looks like a full card. a full month already. You got, Dustin and Connor, and
I'm excited for that. I think whoever wins that fight is going to be champion at the end of this year or next year.
So I will never deny what McGregor's done for the sport. I mean, Connor has brought the sport from wherever to where it is.
Yeah.
But there is something about that just hardworking, like quiet guy that kind of just does his thing. So I'm a big Dustin Poirier. I do. I like Dustin Poirier, man. And
I like him.
I mean, he got hammered last time by McGregor.
He could win this fight. When you look at those two guys, though, so you got Poirier, you got McGregor. When you look at the rest of the top five, like every fight they could make, you got like Chandler, possibly Gaethje.
Right.
If you exclude Khabib, say he's not coming back.
Right.
Poirier and McGregor are the best two, and I think either one of them beat the next five guys. So I think whoever wins that fight is going to be champion at the end of 2021.
Maybe. Yeah. I think Gaethje's got a good chance, man, to make a run.
He's got a good chance to beat Poirier, but I don't think he would. Gaethje has no fucking chance against McGregor. He gets hit way too much. Unless he actually wrestles, which there were...
he's a hell of a wrestler.
He doesn't wrestle.
But if he would...
But he doesn't. He doesn't want to. He's not interested in it.
He's good at what he does, man. He really is.
He's good at brawling. But McGregor, dude, he's a sniper. Like, he doesn't get him brawls. You go to brawl and he cuts an angle and you're fucking waking up 10 minutes later. And it's not that he's the most powerful dude. Just his timing is probably better than anybody's in the UFC.
So I think McGregor's a lot like Izzy in the fact that he pinpoints his punches.
Yep.
He may not have all the power, but he hits you precisely where he wants to hit you. And he's on time and on target with every punch he throws. So
right. There's a lot of people who were super surprised when he didn't knock Floyd out with that uppercut. It didn't surprise me. I've never thought McGregor had like super power. Like it's timing, dude. Like he's really good at that.
That's the thing about Izzy, man, is you watch him throw those punches, man, and they're just on time and they're where he wants them to be. He'll put them wherever he wants them. Speaking of Izzy, you got him and maybe John Jones coming up.
I think that's happening.
Supposedly it's happening, and I'm a huge Izzy fan, but I think John Jones takes that fight.
Oh, wait. No, I think what they're going to do first is Izzy's going to go up. I think they said Izzy's going up to fight Jan.
Is he going up weight?
He's going to go up. He's going to go up to fight for the light heavyweight title.
Yeah, well,
I think that's his next fight, and then that'll set up the Jones fight if he wins.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah, that's probably right.
And in the meantime, I believe Jones is going to go up to fight maybe Stipe.
I'm a huge Stipe fan, man. For one, he's a first responder. He's a paramedic firefighter, and I dig that. But I dig him, man. I think he's good. I don't know if he can beat John Jones. I don't think he can.
I don't know.
I think Jones takes that.
Jones has historically had trouble with people who are as big as him. So I don't know. That's interesting. Jones can definitely win that fight, but so I think Stipe can too.
These are good. Like this year coming up, UFC wise, man, some good fights. Like January already is going to be an excellent fight, excellent week. You got the Holloway fight, you've got Poirier and McGregor, and then you've got there's one more. They released a flyer. Did you happen to see it?
No.
They released. I don't know if you can pull that up, but they released a flyer of the whole month of January.
Oh, January. So Holloway versus Cater is January 16th. Poirier McGregor on the 23rd.
And there's supposed to be somebody else.
Oh, I don't know. The whole thing way.
Let's see. Holloway and Cater, McGregor, Douglas Sylvia, and Leron Murphy.
Yeah, on the website they only show like the next 3 cards because everything's all fucky because of COVID.
Right.
They don't have it scheduled out super far. But But yeah,
well, I got something pulled up, man. It looks like they've got some real good fights in February too, if it goes down.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know. This is from talksport.com.
Well, they usually load up. They usually load up like the first 3 months of the year.
Right.
And then they load up like July, August, and then they try to load up the end of the year.
Yeah, man, there's some, if it works out like this, man, there's some real good fights. So, but I love the fact that there's UFC every weekend.
Yeah.
I love getting to catch some fights every weekend.
I do too. Sometimes they're not great, but usually they have at least one good fight on there.
You can catch one or two here or there that are pretty good. So. Yeah. And it gives me a chance to get Matt turned into more of a fan. So that I just show up like, hey, let's watch some fights and eat some chili.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting.
Go with it.
Right. So let's see. We had UFC, other news coming up. Oh, tell me about this. You were talking about this before we started. I know a little bit about it. Evidently, we have been hacked by Russia for several months now. We just found this out.
Hacked by somebody.
And, well, all right. We're hacked by somebody who maybe be Russia.
May or may not be.
Right. And evidently, I know that in any aspect that's bad news, but you were going to explain to me why this is terrible news. So, and what really is up. So let's hear what's going on.
So the kind of attack that they used was called, it's a distribution attack. So there was, I can't remember the name of the main company, but they distributed through a company called SolarWinds. So what happened was they hacked SolarWinds. From SolarWinds, they distributed to like 460 of the Fortune 500 companies and then all of the government. So what they did was they hacked SolarWinds. When SolarWinds would send out updates to their software that all these companies and the government use, they were sending out the hacked updates. So they hacked one source that basically hacked everything else for them. So for all these months, if they wanted it, they've had access to almost all of the Fortune 500 companies, pretty much all of the government. So what they've been saying was that around 18 government agencies were compromised and that they didn't really fuck with the rest of it. But the thing is this wasn't even found by the government. It was from like the main company. They had cybersecurity specialists that discovered it and told the government about it. So we don't really even know how bad it was. It's gonna be a while.
So tell me this, layman terms, because we all know I'm not the smartest in this group here. So how bad can this be? Like, because I'll be honest, I Googled some stuff and I see everything from like medical records to nuclear codes and all this. So
right.
Like, based on like you, what are we looking at that it could be?
Well, okay, let's say for the last 7 months they've had full access to our treasury. You know, what could they do with that?
Right. Yeah. Anything they fucking
see where all the money's going, who's funding what, who's like backing what regime.
Yeah.
You know, follow the money and you get a nice clear picture of like what our strategy is.
Or if they did turn their attention to some of those Fortune 500 companies, what economic damage could they do?
Yeah.
We're talking about like the 500 biggest companies in America.
Yeah.
So who has a need to do this?
China, besides
China, Russia. I mean,
Russia could. I don't know. I mean, everybody blames Russia all the time, but I think China would have more of a motive too, just because, you know, they were kind of slapped with like a lot of crap this year.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're more of a economic competitor.
They are.
They're also with intellectual theft from a lot of our patents and stuff.
Right.
Russia, you know, they're always been like a kind of like a not even a nemesis, but kind of a competitor, but possible nemesis. But they're kind of just talk a lot of shit. They'll like stir shit up in the U.S. a little bit just to let some chaos go on, but they never take the next step
I think the thing that like really points to Russia is that they're very well known to have a really sophisticated cyber presence, like as far as hackers go, if you want to call it that. They're very, very good at it. They're like way ahead of most other countries. I mean,
absolutely.
And I think that's why they think it was Russia, was because this went undetected for so long. And they used shit that's never been seen before to do this.
Right.
So the only country that I think people think has the means to do that digitally is Russia.
Yeah, that does make sense because, they're like technology and stuff's quite a bit more advanced than China's. So that would give them more of a leg up to be able to do it easier. Like they could more easily do it, but I think China would be more willing to do it.
Right.
But, so I don't know.
But realistically, though, when you think about it, dude, like this isn't any shit that like America isn't doing either, or probably Israel or fucking the UK. Like this is some shit that every country's doing. Just we found it this time. So I mean, it could be fucking anybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
oh yeah, dude.
I mean, it's a scary game. I feel like we all play, or they all play. I ain't got shit to do with it, but
Hell, it might be John McAfee.
Shit.
Who knows? That dude's fucking crazy. I love him. I wish he was president.
I watched that PK.
That'd be awesome.
Podcast.
Have you guys ever watched any of those documentaries and stuff? Dude, he is wild. I love him.
I watched him.
He is hilarious.
I watched him on PKA, dude, and he was, I don't know. He's like, he seems senile. Like he's
getting that way. I think drugs are starting to get to him quite a bit.
He's interesting, but
back when he was,
when you say crazy, he's not like, oh, crazy fun. Like he's actually fucking crazy.
Yeah. Like back.
I don't know. There's a documentary on McAfee, right?
On straight a little bit. Yeah.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
But yeah, back in 2016 when he was, I think that was the first time he was running for president on the Libertarian ticket. I mean, Gary Johnson beat him out, but he was crazy back then, but he didn't seem like, actually like a mental instability type thing. Yeah. It was just more wild crazy, not like clinically crazy. But
right
now it's kind of,
So you think drugs have taken their effect on him now?
I think so.
Probably.
He that and the paranoia and thinking that the Belizean government's like setting him up for murder.
Well, yeah, he thinks they've tried to assassinate him. He says he was at like his house in Belize or something, and the whole like the army converged on him. Like it's weird.
That's insane.
Yeah, but when he went down there, he said he was just wanting to have a safe home, and he basically went down there and formed like one of like the largest type cartels that he was the head of. And they tried to get him for selling coke, but they went in there and he wasn't. More than likely, he was down there making bath salts.
I wonder on some level.
That's my theory. I bet that's what it was.
Bath salts.
Right.
So they couldn't detect it. It was a white powder, but it didn't test for cocaine. I guarantee he was down there making bath salts.
You know what?
It wouldn't.
Every time somebody brings up bath salts, I have to say that shit was not responsible for that zombie shit.
No, that
in Florida,
dude. Interestingly enough, that dude tested positive for nothing. He had not shit in his system. He was just crazy.
Shit. Yeah, they're like, oh, that guy's on bath salts. Look, he's eating the face. Like, I have never known of any drug on the face of the earth that'll make you eat somebody's face.
No.
You might lick somebody's face. You might shit on somebody's face, but you're not going to eat that face.
I've seen some videos of people acting pretty fucking weird with bath salts, but no face eating.
No face eating.
Cannibalism's not a side effect of anything that I'm aware of.
No.
I could be wrong. Maybe like iron deficiency.
Maybe the COVID vaccine.
Maybe the iron deficiency.
Who knows?
But no, I do wonder if John McAfee is maybe kind of like Dan Bilzerian, like just full of shit.
Could be. Who's that?
Dan Bilzerian. He's I don't know what to say about him. He's a influencer, maybe. What do you call him?
He was just found out to be like totally full of shit.
Right.
All that shit he does, he doesn't own it. He's actually fucking broke.
Yep.
It's a bunch of rented shit. So he's basically this army dude. During the Las Vegas riots, he went up to, or was it the shooting? I don't remember. He went up to one of the police and tried to get the cop to give him his gun so he could go fight them. And he's like this super military. He's like this super military rich boy who does all kinds of shit with just women all over the place and it's just lavish stuff. And he's been famous for that for a long time, but it's all been horse shit.
Oh, okay. I probably know if I've seen him. I just don't.
Yeah, he takes videos of like 8 girls, 15 guns, and a sports car with a goat and a bunch of money and a big mansion.
He's got black hair and this big black beard, like big black.
Yeah. It turned out like everything he done was just fake.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Kind of unfortunate.
Got a word picture painted.
But I'm sure he made some money off of that while he was doing it, so he's probably got some money.
Somewhere. I don't know. I mean, I've seen him on some podcasts and doing some interviews, and he seems like a good enough guy, I guess. But
we'll get him on this one. He can come. He's broke now. He ain't got nothing to fucking lose. Come on over. We'll hang out. Right? We'll bullshit with you.
I kind of wonder if McAfee's like that in a way. Like, not with. I know he's rich as fuck, but. Like with all the shit that he says he's done or that he's, or is doing or that has happened. Like, it all kind of seems not real.
Some of it does, but there actually is like court documents proving a lot of that. And he actually did had to get asylum at a U.S. embassy in order to get out of Belize.
Mm-hmm.
So some of that, some of the story is true. What actually happened behind that, whether the government's framing him or he actually did it and just got caught and trying to get out of it, that's unclear. Nobody will really know that except him. But
he's just a weird dude.
He had people admit to being a hitman for him down there. Like, they actually admitted, he'd put out hits on people and everything.
You know who he kind of
prove it, but
who he kind of reminds me of? That dude that owns Virgin.
Yeah.
Virgin Airlines. He kind of reminds me of that guy.
I can't even think of who that is.
I don't know his name.
Culturally illiterate,
What's
I believe.
What's up with all these rich people being weird as fuck, man? That dude, guy that owns Virgin, Elon Musk. Like, they're all fucking weird people.
Yeah. I like Elon
Virgin,
Musk. Kick ass. He is weird, though.
I was trying to think who owns Virgin. That not Bain Capital, right? What is his name?
No.
I'm gonna have to look it up. I was looking it up.
Yeah.
It is
Virgin Airlines or Virgin Mobile?
Sir Richard Charles Nicholas Branson.
I can just
Richard Branson, that's right.
Yeah.
Dick Branson. Yeah, I like Elon Musk. You see where he left California, went to Texas?
Elon Musk did?
Yep. He moved to Texas?
Yeah, he left. I think he's moving Tesla there as well.
Nice.
They were just, taxing him to death, and all the shutdowns and stuff was making it impossible to, make a living. So he just said, fuck you to California and went to Texas.
California sucks, man. Their governor's a douche.
Yeah. And it's such a nice looking state. I mean, but it's like, if you think the exact same way as everyone in that state does, cool. But they're starting to figure out a lot of the things that they were for really suck when it actually applies to everyone, including them.
Right.
Like all the lockdowns and stuff. And
the biggest part, the biggest part of that is the expense. When I was working for Cox, I talked to a lot. So one of the markets that we serviced was Arizona. Pretty much all of Arizona. And I don't know if you know this or not, but I would say 80% of the people leaving California are going to Arizona.
Yeah.
And I had talked to a lot of people who were in the exodus of California. And almost all of them, it was because of how expensive it is. Like that was the main thing. They were like, I had a 2-bedroom house that I shared with 6 people, and we each paid $1,000 a month.
Yeah, that's crazy. And all that tax money, like down in San Francisco, and you'll set up a business that they shut down, but yet some homeless guy can pitch a tent right in front of your in front of your business, and then walk to your front door and take a big shit on the sidewalk right in front of you.
Yeah.
And like, nope, it's okay. He's free to shit on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
No, that heroin needle is his property. We can't bother it.
What's weird though is
get real, dude. Like, I mean, seriously, like, isn't there like a campground or something they can go to, or all that tax money they're supposed to be using to like help the homeless population?
For California, it's kind of weird because it's kind of city by city. So all of California isn't like that. That's mostly like San Francisco.
Yeah.
And maybe some parts of LA. It's not the whole state.
Yeah.
They do a lot of shit kind of different. It really is like city by city. And all of your really populated coastal cities that run like really left, they're like that.
Yeah. I just don't understand it, because a lot of these cities that run super hard left are like failing cities, but yet they want everybody that's not doing the exact same thing they're doing to do that exact same thing and fail at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, all the way to one direction or the other don't work. You have to come in between somewhere.
Yeah.
Respect people's freedoms, but yet at the same time, don't let some homeless dude shoot up heroin and take a shit in front of a business door.
Right. Well, what's crazy though, it was so California being the way it is fine. That's whatever. They made it that way. That's how they wanted it. Cool. Right?
Yeah.
What I don't get is why the people that are leaving California, whether they left because it was expensive or because of politics or policy, no matter why they left, it doesn't matter. Why are they going to places like Arizona or Texas and then doing the same shit?
Voting for the exact same crap that they left the place for. Right. Yes. That's why there was like his t-shirt that Coleon Noir made. It was like, "Don't California my Texas."
Yeah.
And that's what they do, though. I mean, they'll leave California and then go to another state that's more free, and then start, proposing all these policies that led to the downfall of the state they left.
Yeah, I mean it's fun.
It makes zero sense.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I hate fucking politics.
Well, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of politics,
it's all dumb.
It doesn't make sense because, like, if you're liberal, you're liberal. That's fine. Like, that's not a problem. But it's weird that people are leaving a place for X reason and then going and creating X reason at the new place they go to.
Right.
So on that note, I know we're about out of time, and we will let's see, next time we see each other, we'll be first of the year. Next episode will be 2021.
Yeah, I
believe so. Yeah.
Since we're recording midweek for Christmas,
right?
We'll probably release this like on Christmas, and maybe
right. That'll give us
skip.
So
Sunday.
Next weekend, probably next weekend, we'll hit it up and be 2021, and hopefully 2021 is better. I mean, I don't know, man. Like we talked about this the other day, like 2020 has been shitty on a lot of fronts, but personally for me, it started off started off a little rough for me. But it has been a good year. The podcast has grown. I have a beautiful fiance. I'm getting married in 3 weeks. I hung out with this guy a shit ton. I don't know where I'm at in this picture, but this guy with where I'm at now.
I don't know. It'll change on the thing.
And in my screen, it was this guy. But
yeah, when I'm looking at you, you're pointing at Blake. And
this guy.
That one. There you go.
I don't know.
Damn.
But
we hung out a lot. New jobs. 2020 wasn't horrible, man. It had a lot of good times. It's been a weird year. COVID, I think everybody knows, has made the year incredibly awkward and crazy. And I think going through a pandemic is something I never thought we would go through.
Yeah.
We've been going through this since February, March, and I still forget my mask sometimes when I walk in a fucking store because I'm still not used to having to wear a mask. I mean, the vaccine. Some of my best friends in the world took the vaccine today, so congratulations to them. So I hope things work out with them. I told them I would see them tomorrow. If they have a third eye or third leg, we'd address it then. Yeah. But I've took 2 new jobs, and so I will be taking the vaccine before too long. It is what it is.
About it?
It's like I said earlier, man. They've had a vaccine for coronavirus for a while, not this strain I get. So it's not like they pulled this up out of nowhere. They didn't go from nothing to this vaccine in 4 months. They changed what they had something to mess around and change. I think for all the people saying it changes your DNA, I just wish those people would really just go back to flipping fries and burgers and let the scientists do their thing.
Up.
Right. Just like go back. Nobody comes to you about salting the fries at McDonald's. Leave the vaccines to the smart people. So yeah, man, I mean, I'm going to take it. I do think that vaccine's going to be like the flu vaccine at some point. I mean, we take it.
Just piss people off worse than Matt did.
No, that's all right. I'm
fucking chill.
I'm okay. I'm okay to piss people off. It's fun.
I targeted a smaller audience.
Right.
Well, I went
after half
audience.
of Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah, Mitch targeted the crazies.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Well, it is, man. I mean, I got to hear this all the time.
Mine are more accepting and understanding, so.
Yeah.
Mine are outside.
He didn't know. He's learning.
Mine are outside with shotguns. And I just heard 3 Pabst Blue Ribbon cans hit my house. Dickheads.
You got George Soros in your closet, Santa boy.
Yeah.
I bet you're living on Bezos bucks.
Well, that's the thing, man. I'm going to take it. I'm in the healthcare field. I'm going back to an emergency department. What I did for 10 years. I've been away from it for about a year, and I'm going back. So of course, man, I'm going to take the vaccine. I'm not bringing that to my family. I'm just not. I mean, that's not what I'm doing. I'll take it and hope and wish for the best and see what happens.
I think so far the worst thing we've seen is Bell's palsy, man, which is it's been like 4 people. And that ain't shit. It's temporary. It's goofy looking.
Sometimes. There are some lasting effects, but
my left leg already got Bell's palsy. That son of a bitch don't work, just drags around all the time. So what's the difference?
Yeah. I'm gonna defer it for 3 months. I've seen some studies, like after you'd already had it, they're saying that you won't get the same immune response that they're wanting until about 3 months in, till what antibodies you have come down a little bit.
And I get that. But I don't have a choice. Sorry, guys. I'm not given a choice. Starting new employment at 2 ERs, they're requiring it. So,
okay. Yeah, mine isn't required it yet, so that's good.
You guys are a bit different, though, because you've already had the virus. So, I mean, it is slightly different.
I just don't understand, at what, they're giving you the vaccine, right? There has to be some numbers, like a IgG antibody quantitative screen where they're looking at your actual numbers. Like, what are the numbers to be consistent with immunity? And there has to be a number. And if there is a number, why can't I just have my blood drawn and see if my actual normal antibodies are consistent with immunity already?
I just think they haven't released any of that yet. It's just not.
Oh.
I don't know why.
I don't know how they could how could they know that the virus is actually effective if they don't have those numbers? I mean, you kind of have to have those numbers to know if you're consistent with immunity.
Right. Well, they've definitely got some. If they know that it's 95% effective, right? Then they've got something. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it has something to do with that was emergency approved.
Yeah, they probably haven't got all the studies out on it. They just think, yeah, it works. Nobody's getting it, so release it. We'll figure the rest out as we go along.
Right.
That's probably what it was. I mean, it's usually, ignorance versus malice. So, but
folks,
I don't know. It, but it don't stop you from getting it. The vaccine out right now, you're still going to get it. It just keeps you from getting severe symptoms.
That's like any vaccine, though, right? Like if it's 95% effective at stopping you from getting it, you've got a 5% chance to still get the shit.
Yeah, but this isn't 95% to stop you from getting it. It's just 95% effective in you not getting severe symptoms.
They said that 95% didn't get it, and of all the people that did, they didn't get severe symptoms.
That's just what one of the PAs was telling me. Like, it doesn't stop you from getting it. Like, you'll still get it, but you just won't develop severe symptoms from it.
When you look at like the flu vaccines, like the same shit.
Kinda, but either way, like if that's the case, like I'd be taking a vaccine to have a reaction to COVID, like I already had.
Yeah.
I'm still skeptical. I mean, I'm not against it. And in 3 months, like it's supposed to work better anyways than for me. So
I understand you putting it off.
Probably end up. Yeah, I'll probably, do it then. But I'm still wanting to know more. I mean, that's not crazy. That's not, conspiracy theorist or anything.
Plus, in your situation,
a lot of information we don't have.
Right, and in your situation, you've already done it the hard way. So
yeah,
he gave it to me. He passed it around like a fucking Christmas present.
But
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
I think we've probably pissed enough people off tonight. I think we can leave it at that.
Right. Well, I mean, I've got to go out and clean these past blue ribbon cans and these fucking dirty diapers off my yard, and then I'm going to bed. I got shit to do in the morning. But we'll be back first of the year. New episode, New Year's special. I think we can do. We'll see how many folks we've got that hate us at this point.
Merry Christmas.
Than that, right? Merry Christmas. New website should be up and going here in very few days. MitchandMatt.com. Shirts are up. They're not on the website. We'll put them on Facebook, though. Those are available.
Yeah.
Rocking. There we go.
Oh, yeah. There they are.
Good
look at that.
Everybody's face on the shirts.
Yeah. Mountain Beardmore.
That's right.
Yeah.
We'll listen to that with Mitch and Matt. But
Plus Blake.
Plus Blake. We'll get those up on Facebook. We'll get those up on Facebook soon. Other than that, man, we're still on everything we were. Apple, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Spotify, Pandora, Apple, all that good shit. YouTube. If you check out the website, mitchandmatt.com, you go down to episodes, it will bring up a list of all of our episodes. You can listen to them on YouTube and Spotify right off the page. You don't have to sign up, sign in, do any of that shit. Just can hit the button and listen to it.
Yep.
Other than that, I hope everybody has a good Christmas. Go ahead. My bad.
We are also becoming active on TikTok.
Oh,
so look there, especially for some behind the scenes, the infamous dildo prank. I posted a video up there of me actually starting that, so you can check that out.
Son of a bitch.
He hates me over that.
Son of a
I caused him so much heartache.
Son of a bitch. And sprung my fat ass ankle. Yeah. Yes. Find us on TikTok. It is at Mitch and Matt. Is that the TikTok?
Probably. Hold on.
It's at Mitch and Matt, I believe, is our TikTok. So check that out. You'll get some dumb shit that we do every now and then out of boredom. Follow us, like us, do all that. We'll get Blake in there. We don't see Blake enough personally to catch up, but we will soon. We'll get some behind the footage of Blake doing his thing. And evidently you'll see Mitch and Matt. So
Mitch
TikTok,
Matt,
at Mitch and Matt, www.mitchandmatt.com. Check on Facebook, Twitter, do all that.
My phone,
they may not
my
see
webcam
that.
sucks. Yeah, never mind.
But check us out. And other than that, we will see everybody, I guess, probably January, I don't know, 2nd or 3rd.
Yep.
Yeah, that works.
There it is.
Yeah, you're zoomed in. There it is. Yeah.
The Mitch and Matt. So check that out.
New webcam, dude. Like my webcam's ass.
As always, we appreciate it. We've got big guests coming up for January. I've been instructed not to tell names because I always fuck it up somehow. So we won't tell anybody's name. We won't fuck anything up. But
we'll get there.
If you're into nerdy shit and you're into geeky shit like comic books and fucking Doctor Who and DC and shit, then you'll want to know. But that's all we'll say because I'm liable to still mess it up before it happens. Anyway, we got some big guests coming, so tune in, check us out, like us, follow us, download the episodes, and we'll see you guys next time. Fellas,
yep.
Appreciate it as always. Steve didn't kill himself.